when you're starting a business, everyone around you is going to come and ask you whether you've hired a marketing agency or not. And I don't think anybody's ever thought whether that's actually the right decision for their business or not. Because as Gen Z founders, what we think is that hiring a marketing agency or hiring the right marketing agency is actually one of the few initial important decisions that we have to make for our business. Um, but what if it's not? Now, before this blows up, I'm not saying that hiring marketing agencies is wrong. I'm not saying that they're bad for your business, and I'm not saying that you should not hire them at all. It might be right to hire marketing agencies for a lot of businesses, but I'm talking about a few businesses that are actually starting and who have a resource crunch. We're struggling to find fundings, or we're struggling to just keep the business afloat in general. The issue with us is that we think hiring marketing agencies is really a solution when it's not. Because honestly, when I look at founders who are starting businesses now, we understand that marketing is one of the important parts, and probably one of the most important decisions that you will make about your business, because it decides everything from your positioning to who you're going to cater to how people look at your brand, to how you're visually appealing to the audiences, everything. But is hiring a marketing agency really an answer to it? Now I'm going to use a real life example, my example, to explain why I'm saying what I'm saying. So I've been building this brand with my family. It's a fashion brand, it's a women's clothing brand. My family has been into clothing manufacturing for like decades now. So we're starting retail in India. And when we were thinking about the brand and we were thinking about what we want to do with the brand, I remember I went to my parents with the idea that, oh, we should go and we should hire a marketing agency, because they take care of everything from social media to advertising to positioning to logos to packaging, everything. And my parents being traditional business people and legacy founders, they thought, why do we need a marketing agency? I mean, we've built businesses before and we've never used a marketing agency. We've never even heard of what a marketing agency is, and I mean, why do we need it? But I was like, no, I mean, I insisted that hiring a marketing agency is probably the right decision for us, because that's how the world's running. So I went ahead. I talked to a lot of these marketing agencies. I approached a few of them. A few of them approached me. So over a month, I was on call with at least 20 marketing agencies. I heard all of their pitches. I saw all of their catalogs, and the one thing that I realized is that all of their pitches looked pretty much the same. And even when I looked at their catalog, if I'm being very honest, if I remove the first page where their name's written, I would not be able to tell which marketing agency this pitch deck or catalog belongs to. And now I'm not taking away merit from people who really work hard. I'm not taking merit away from people who are actually creative and who actually do this job amazingly well, because probably most of the guys out there are doing it extremely well, because you know because it's such a big business. It was a boom in 2025, it's still a boom in 2026, and people are opening marketing agencies because it's a successful business. But the one thing that I realized is that a lot of these new marketing agencies, they're actually not um, working on the strengths of your business. They're not working on the strengths of the founders. They're not working on the market. They're not working on the target. They're not working on anything. All they're doing is picking cookie cutter reel ideas or carousel ideas or post ideas, and then they're posting it to all the brands that they have. So if a marketing agency has 6 brands, they're taking one reel idea and they're probably using it for 4 of them. And we have 4 other marketing agencies who are using the same idea for all, let's say 4 of their brands. So now we have 16 brands who post one similar kind of reel. And I know that you've seen it. I know that you've seen 16 brands posting one kind of reel, and one of it blows up. And then the idea is considered as extremely successful, and the other brands, the other 15 brands that the idea did not work out for, it is considered as an algorithmic error. Honestly, it's not an algorithmic error. It is just, if you were posting the same thing 16 times over for different brands, one of it is going to work. And a lot of these times none of it works. So I don't think it is an algorithmic error. I think the one reel that worked was an algorithmic error. I think that's a better way to put it. So that exactly was my issue with marketing agencies, and that is exactly why I did not go for a marketing agency, because I was not keen on spending a lot of money. I was not keen on giving into cookie cutter reel ideas, and I was also not keen on giving it to someone who does not know my business inside out. See, the problem with Gen Z founders is that we think that outsourcing these things and going to these people to do these things who are experts to do it. They're experts, hands down. I mean, they probably can do this 100 times better than I can. But if I'm not understanding the audiences that I'm catering to, if I'm not understanding the target that I'm catering to, if I don't understand what reel would convert, what exact second in what reel would send the customer to my website to actually buy the product, if I don't understand that, if I don't understand what locations I have to spread into, if I don't understand the audience that I have to reach to and how to reach them, how to inculcate the analytics in the social media game that I'm playing with the brand, I don't think I've understood the market at all. Um, so I think if you're a new founder and if you're starting your own business, um, so you're figuring out the market, you're figuring out your product or your service, and you're figuring out the business as you go forward, right? I think it is extremely important for you to also understand your consumer, and the one way to do it is just by looking at your social media yourself, or whatever marketing channel suits you. I think going to a marketing agency and outsourcing all of it when you're such an early stage startup, um, if you have a lot of money and if you can burn money and if you can give money to marketing agencies, I mean, of course a lot of startups can. So I mean, I think it's a great choice because then you get to focus on a lot of the other aspects. But if you're not funded, if you're not willing to spend a lot of money, and if you're willing to cut down on your fixed costs, I think just doing it yourself is the solution, because it also gives you a lot of insight about what you're doing. It gives you a lot of insight about whether you're doing the right thing or not. It gives you a lot of insight on how to change your product or your service or the way that you position it, based on what feedback you get, because you're getting that feedback yourself. It is not flowing through some channel. It is not flowing through an agency which would not give you the whole feedback, because then their job would be null and void. And we also have a lot of successful businesses, billion-dollar businesses, who've actually scaled without traditional marketing or traditional marketing agencies, or hiring such agencies, or taking help or outsourcing it. You look at Gymshark, man, $1.3 billion brand, extremely popular, with the young people, with the older people, everyone who goes to the gym. And even if you don't go to the gym, I can assure you that you've seen Gymshark somewhere on your Instagram, TikTok, Facebook feed, and you've probably liked their products and you've liked how cool they are. It is extremely lesser known that they actually did not hire a marketing agency at all. They did not. I mean, we know that they did not follow traditional marketing, but they did not hire a marketing agency. The founder and the founding team did all of it themselves. They literally started as a website that drop shipped performance enhancing supplements, and then they went into clothing. And when they went into clothing, they had a hero product. They gave their hero products to some of their heroes who were athletes, and they ended up liking the product. They ended up recommending it to a lot of people organically because it was so good. And that is how the brand actually grew. They did not hire a marketing agency till they scaled. The way they scaled was that they went to influencers, they went to athletes who actually liked their product authentically, and it was word of mouth for starters. Then it was performance marketing that they inculcated with grassroots level influencers who actually worked because they belong to that community of bodybuilding. And then they went into expos and exhibitions, and that is how the brand grew. It is a $1.3 billion brand, and it did not have a marketing engine. They understood what the customer wanted. They were one of the customers. It was a need-driven business, and they killed it, and they're killing it, and they will keep killing it for years to come because they've actually built this the right way. You look at the Whole Truth, for example. They scaled without a marketing agency. I mean, they're Unilever bagged brands. So of course, they had a lot of money. They had people doing marketing for them, but they did not hire a marketing agency. They did not hire. They could have hired, an extremely huge marketing agency which actually does good work, but they did not. They went with the founder instinct, and that is how they scaled. They scaled by being the anti-food brand. They went to open people up with the idea that, oh, you're being misleaded. You're actually not being told the truth. And that is how they grew. They just grew by telling people the truth. and that is what their brand actually stood for. They outsourced their packaging, which was smart, extremely good packaging, but they did not hire a marketing agency because they understood the consumer analytics themselves. They actually use very low budget tools. They have ebooks, they have blogs, they do extremely low budget, low effort ads, which just, which is driven on messaging. It is not aesthetic, it is just messaging. And no marketing agency would have thought of that. They would probably do a vox pop somewhere in CP and ask, what do you think of this protein? What do you think this protein does to your body? What do you think it tastes like? What do you think it would digest like? That is what they would do. These marketing agencies wouldn't have thought of not being, fancy or aesthetic. They would have, I can guarantee you that they would have cancelled the idea of being low budget and low effort in anything. They would not have, because it is not message driven for them, because it is not their business. They do not understand the idea, they do not understand the passion. As good as they are with the creativity and everything that they do, they're not the founders. It is not their idea, it is not their essence. So they, for a new brand, for a brand that is to grow from zero, for a brand that is driven on passion and just understanding of the audiences and what they want, I don't think a marketing agency can serve, because they don't understand your passion. They cannot understand your passion. They can be very good at social media, they can be very good at making reels, at making posts, at making advertisements, at running ads, but they will never be good in understanding your passion for your own business. And I think hiring a marketing agency is an extremely good step for you to do when you're 2 or 3 years into the business, when you've raised and put in all the passion that you want, and you've built a community, the initial community that you need to grow that business, and then you can get on the sidelines and focus more on the business side, and you can give these people the keys to your marketing and social media channels, and you can just tell them that grow the brand now, grow the brand the traditional ways, because this is where my ability to market this product further ends. That is where the marketing agencies should come into place. It is not on day one, it is not on day zero, it is on day 480, 570, when you're that old into the business, and when you've put in all of your passion, and when you've reached a block that, oh, I can't do it anymore because this is not my expertise. Because till then, it is only you, your business, your passion, and everything that you're willing to do. And frankly, I've been doing it for the business that I'm building with my family, and that is how I know so much about this subject. And I'm extremely positive that it helps you in ways that you can't imagine. And it's not that difficult, to be honest. There are a lot of things that you'll gain out of it. A, you'll understand your product better. You'll understand your audiences better. And the way to do it is just by looking at competition and looking at people who've done what you want to do, and not looking at them as competition, but looking to them as inspirations and as models. Not copying them, but just understanding how what has been successful for them can also work for you in your own, with your own passion, with your own ideas. And the way to do that is just by experimenting with organic content, using low budget tools, writing blogs, focusing on storytelling, man. Tell your story to your consumers, tell your story to your audience. They will relate to it, they will be your fans, they will look at you, and they will want to buy your product, because people like stories. Utilize low cost tools, utilize email marketing tools, utilize WhatsApp marketing tools, utilize all of these tools that you can understand your own way. Go and find free analytics tools that can give you pinpoint ideas of where your audience is sitting, give you pinpoint ideas of what audience is buying, give you pinpoint ideas of actually give you a better idea of whether you're actually targeting the right audience or not. And I think if you do all of that, you just understand your own business better, you understand your own market better, you understand your own consumer better, and that also makes you a better founder in general. So I think it is extremely important that you do that. Now, another thing is that when I was starting to do this, and when I was going ahead and looking for videos to teach me how to do this, I didn't find those videos. I did not find people speaking about the thing that I needed to hear as someone who was helping my family with a business, and I had no business experience, I had no MBA. I did not find those videos, and that is why I thought of starting this YouTube channel. Right now, even when I said use analytics tools, frankly, I had no idea how to use those tools. I had no idea what those tools stood for. I had no idea what they did. and how to inculcate that into my business, I was clueless. I had to learn all of that myself. And I see a lot of these people on Reels telling us to find these dashboards and working with these dashboards, looking at these graphs, looking at these numbers, understanding location, geographical locations, and target audience ages, and all of that. I was clueless. I've done all of it myself. I've understood all of this myself. I've self-educated myself on the topic, which is why I started this YouTube channel, because I saw a gap and I saw that I did not find the videos that I wanted to hear, and I understood that there might be a lot of other people who wanted these videos. So that is why I'm here. That is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So going forward, if you genuinely need a video where you want me to practically explain how the analytics tools work, how you can implement those tools and the data that you get from those tools into your business, not being sector specific, I can make a video. You can leave a comment if you want a video. I could also show you how a lot of these other tools work, how AI can be inculcated into your business. I'm learning all of that as we go forward. I'm also starting to implement all of that in my own business. So I will also have practical experiences and exposure. I've learned a lot of things. I've done a lot of things, and I am also implementing a lot of things as we move. So I'm not a teacher here. I'm not someone who's here to preach. I am just someone who's learning, and if I'm able to help more people learn with me, I think that would be great. So stay tuned to the channel. Leave a comment on anything that you want, anything that you want me to do, anything in specific, any topic, any issues that you're facing. You can also reach out to me if you want to talk business, if you want to talk anything about business, right? If you want to ask me something, if you want to suggest, all suggestions, all feedback welcome. Like, share, subscribe, stay tuned. I have now decided that I post videos on Wednesday and Sunday. Not all videos would be very serious. We'll also do fun here. So yeah, I think that's it. I had a lot of fun shooting this video. I think I'm going to do a lot of this content. And yeah, see you on the other side. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.